Okay, you know, you're struggling to make ends meet. You're struggling spiritually too because you're praying and you don't know what the Lord has in store for you or what He's even trying to say to you. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're not too late. You're not too old. You're you're at the right moment in time to start something meaningful. Just like in scripture, Jeremiah 29 verse 11, he says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare, not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." The enemy is the one that wants you to think that you're too old, you're too late, that you couldn't possibly start your future financial freedom now. Maybe you're retired already, and that's what's got you thinking that. Maybe you're like me. I'm 58 years old, and it's scary to start something new. But you have to remember, if you need it, you ask, and He wants to answer you. He wants you to have abundance. He doesn't want you to struggle. He doesn't want you to fear. The enemy wants you to fear so that you stay stuck and that you don't try and you don't do what the Lord has planned for you. That's the enemy. That's what the enemy wants. But God only wants great things for us. And He doesn't want us to always struggle. Yes, we are closer to Him when we struggle because we tend to call on Him more when we struggle. You know, we get so down and so worried and so anxious that we just can't help but call on Him. And He wants us to do that. He wants us to call on Him. And we feel like when we're in despair, yes, we call on Him more than when everything's going great and every life is beautiful. But He also wants to thank us in those beautiful moments too, and to call on Him and say, "Thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day I have. Thank you for answering my prayers when I got down on my knees and prayed last night. And I'm thankful that He showed me a way to make that second income that I prayed to Him for." And when He answered my prayer, I didn't second guess Him. I just took a leap of faith. Just like Peter, whenever he came back and he and some other disciples were on the boat and they didn't catch any fish and they were tired. They had been fishing all day. They knew what they were doing, but they just didn't catch anything that day. Well, they're fixing to come back on shore, and Jesus is standing there on the shore saying, "I want you to go back out one more time, and I want you to cast your net on the other side of the boat." And Peter was like, "Okay, Jesus, I trust in you. I have faith in you. And if that's what you want me to do, that's what we're going to do." So they went back out. They were tired. They were worried. They were frustrated. But when Jesus said to cast your net one more time on the other side, they trusted Him and they believed in Him. And what happened was they pulled up a net of fish that almost broke the net. So He's here with us, and He wants us to cast our net. And that's what He told me when I was searching. I was searching for a way to make a second income because I had retired a year and a half ago, and I started having to dip into my savings because some unforeseen circumstances in life happened, and I had to use half of my savings. And so when I had to do that to save my family home that I'm currently living in, well, I wanted to be able to put that money back so that I would be able to make it to my next income, which would be my Social Security. But because life changes happened and I had to spend that money to keep my family home, then I had to pivot. I had to find a way to make some supplemental income so that my savings wouldn't run out before I could get my Social Security check also. So I started praying and I said, Lord, you know the position I'm in. You know that I need some supplemental income. I've got to put that income back into my savings, because if not, I'm going to run out before I reach Social Security age. And I don't want that to happen, because if I don't do something right now, and I just wait and wait, I pray and wait and pray and wait, then the money's going to run out. And then what am I going to do? Then I'm going to have to sell my family home to make that income, because I have to have an income. So I started praying, and I also had to take a step. I had to go look. So I got on the internet and I started searching for ways to make supplemental income online. And the reason I wanted to do it online is because I had already been retired a year and a half. I already had flexibility. So I didn't want to go back to the 9 to 5. So I was like, no 9 to 5, dear Lord. I've already done that. And it's not going to pay me what I need to put that money back, because it's a substantial amount of money I've got to put back in my savings. So I said, Lord, the only other option I have to generate an income is to go figure out a way to make it on the internet, because I can make more money on the internet. So I prayed about it, and that's when he helped me find the training that I found. And the training is in digital marketing. So that's what I learned. That's what they're doing out there on the internet to make money. They're doing digital marketing. Okay. And so I said, okay, Lord, if this is what they're doing, I've got to find that training. And I think I found the right one, because it met the criteria that I was looking for. And if you're out there right now watching me here live stream on YouTube, and you've got any questions for me, feel free to just post a chat and I'll get to your questions. Okay. Thank you for listening and watching. But to get back to it, how things happen. So I was praying, and I found some trainings, but there was one that piqued my interest. And that training was, it said it was beginner friendly. And I thought, okay, that's great, because I don't have any social media background, and I'm not real tech savvy when it comes to the internet on what they're doing out there to make that extra income. So it said it was beginner friendly, that I could work from home, and that was great, because I've been retired. So I told you that was something that I wanted to be able to do while I wanted to go on the internet. I could work from home, and I could be my own boss. Be my own boss. And once I learned it, I could work as little as 2 hours a day to get the job done. And I thought, 2 hours a day, well, I can still feel retired and do this digital marketing, and that's wonderful. So I thought, well, I mean, I'm not too late. I never thought I was too late or too old and I couldn't do it. It was just a scary thing to have to learn something new. But I figured, I'm smart, and if I can be shown how to do it step by step, I can learn anything. I can learn new skills. So that's when I took the leap of faith, and I said, hey, Lord, I found this training, and it met my criteria. Is this the right training for me? And whenever I heard him say, cast your net, I knew it was the answer. And that's why I mentioned cast your net out there, because until you take action and you get to looking, or whatever it is. Like if you want to go back to the 9 to 5, you wouldn't be online looking for a way to make a second income. You would just go out there and look in the online in the classifieds in your local newspaper, but they're all digital now, all the newspapers and everything. But you would just be looking through the classifieds and you would find something and you would submit your application. But they're only going to pay you like $20 an hour. I mean, here I'm in Texas, so getting $20 an hour is saying something around here. And so if I got $20 an hour, that would be, remarkable for answering phones or something. And I knew, well, that's only $160 a day at $20 an hour. And you do an 8-hour day, that's $160. Okay. And I thought, that's a 9 to 5 job. And that's good pay around here in Texas, 9 to 5 job. And I thought, well, goodness, and that's before taxes come out. And I'm thinking, I mean, my savings went down over $40,000. And I'm thinking, man, it's going to take me a long time to get that $40,000 put back in there. And at that rate, I'm not going to make it, be able to get it put back in there, before I, get to my next income. So I've got to find a way to make money quicker than that, or more money than that. So that's when the training came in. The training was like, well, you can learn and earn at the same time. You can learn digital marketing. And digital marketing is using social media platforms to make extra income. And I thought, okay, well, like I said previously, that I wasn't savvy in social media. I didn't even have Facebook. I didn't get Facebook when it came out or anything else. But it said beginner friendly. And I thought, okay, well, I can learn step by step. So I took the task on and I said, okay, I'm going to learn what this is. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Just like, God spoke those words in Jeremiah that you're not too old and everything. You're not too late. And the people that he was talking to at the time, they were in exile and they were discouraged. They didn't know what the future had for them, but they trusted him. When he said, don't despair, he had plans for them. So they didn't despair. They trusted the Lord was going to provide and help them find a way to meet their future and meet their plans, his plans for them. And so you've got to realize, and that's what you've got to hold on to. And if you're a prayerful person and you believe in the good Lord and you have the faith in him, you have to trust him. And I know sometimes because we're human, we want to control our destiny in a lot of ways. We want to take control and we want to maneuver it, and we're going to go, okay, this, or, oh, that looks good. Yeah, but it may not be the best thing for us. And if you really believe in the good Lord, he only wants great things for us. He wants greatness. But he also says, those that I give great things, he expects great things from us. So he expects that if he gives us these great things and these gifts, which he gives everybody's got a gift or, something that he's given them from the time they were born to utilize and to evangelize for him with. And sometimes we don't know. I mean, I've been trying to figure out my purpose since I was in my early 20s. And now I'm 58 years young. And now I know what he wants me to do. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm creating this content, and it's based on my faith in him. And I also needed to start this business online. So I was like, okay, I love him. He loves me. He's showing me this way that I can make do digital marketing and make a second income on the internet. And at the same time, I can evangelize for him on how great he is to us and how he wants us to have what we need and what we desire. But we have to ask, and then we have to trust, and we have to take action. Okay? You know, you can't just pray every day, but sit there and not make a move. Because he can't show you what he wants you to do if you don't take steps to get it, to look for it. And then he's going to lead you on that path, just like he did me. And now I'm making this content out here on YouTube, and it's wonderful. I never dreamed in a million years this is what I would be doing. But he knows me better than I know myself. And he knows that I love him, and he knows that I love to talk to people. I love to encourage people. I'm trustworthy. I'm honest, and I will do right by anybody and everybody. And so he picked me to evangelize for him through the internet and also create an online business of Christian content and everything to make that second income. But I mean, I couldn't just do it just to do it because I didn't know what I was doing. So I had to invest in myself, and that's what we're getting to. You do have to make an investment. You have to invest, but you're investing in yourself. Okay? You're investing in yourself. And by doing that, you're investing in the training. Okay? And you're probably saying, well, Jenifer, how in the world were you able to invest in this training if you're dipping into your savings? Well, I had to make the conscious decision that it was worth the investment because I had to learn what I had to do. Okay? Sometimes we have to take the hard steps to get to the glory. We have to face the struggles to get to the glory. All right? And so if I have to learn this, and at my age, 58 years young, I know I need a training. I just can't figure it out on my own. And if you're finding this video out there where I'm live streaming right now on Monday evening, it's 5:34 Central Time, and I knew I had to take initiative, but I'm worth it. And I had to invest because I'm worth it. And if I have to pay it off on my credit card, so be it. I'm going to reap the benefits from it, and the Lord is going to show me the glory from it. So I invested in myself and in this training. But in the training, you're going to learn so many different ways to make an income. And it's not just one way. There's multiple ways out there, and you can kind of pick and choose. And when you start going through the training, so many doors open up for you that all these light bulbs moments happen. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could do that. Oh my gosh, I didn't know this is how they're doing that. I know at first you're looking on the internet and you're searching how to make money online, and you see all of these ways, and it's so overwhelming. And you're like, what's real and what's not real? Or is it all real and I just pick it, or what? Well, I'm here to tell you, I did my due diligence. I didn't, before I started praying about it, I started looking first because I needed to kind of get an idea of what I was looking for. Because I'm not going to waste the Lord's time. I mean, the man, he's busy up there in heaven answering everybody's prayers. So I knew I wanted to first figure out what was out there and then pray about the different aspects and what I thought I could do. And then say, hey, Jesus, what do you think? I'm feeling like this is what I need to do. What is the best way to learn it? And he showed me. And I said, is this okay with you that I do this on the internet? And he was okay with it. Okay. So you have to remember that your age is not an obstacle. It's an asset. Because now you have a life experiences. You have wisdom. You are resilient. You've had life challenges just like I did. I'm having to pivot at 58. I didn't never dream in a million years I was going to have to go back to work. I mean, I worked 24 years in the HR in the public education system. I was burnt out, overworked, and underpaid. But I still have my savings and everything. I said, I'm going to make it until I get to that point in my 60s, and I could decide if I needed to take my Social Security at 62 or 67. So I only had like 5 years, and my savings was going to last me because I had it all figured out. But then life threw me a curveball, and when my parents left us the estate to my family, we had to split it, and I had to pay somebody money in order to keep my family home. So, but that was my choice to do that. That was my choice, but I wasn't ready to give up my family home because I don't have kids or grandkids, and I'm a divorcee. And my family home was all I had left of that connection, so I wanted to keep it. So we all have our reasons why we're in this situation, okay? Reasons why we're struggling right now financially. And it's not because we wanted it, but life changes happened. And that's what the Lord sometimes will allow these life changes to happen. He allows them to happen because he wants us to call on him. And that's why he allows these things to happen. And then he also knows that he's making us a diamond out of the coal, the carbon. He is making us into a diamond through the struggle. And if you believe him, trust him, have faith in him, and take action, he will show you to your glory. And that's what I'm doing. And I know you can do it. And through digital marketing, you can pick and choose all different ways to make that income. Okay? There's all kinds of ways to make an income through digital marketing online. But it's not a get rich quick scheme. Okay? It's anything worth having, you have to work for it. And you have to be ready. But I know you're resilient. I know you are because I am. We're 58 years old women. We can do this. We're smart, independent women, and we can do it. And we don't have to depend on anyone but ourselves and the good Lord. And we can do this. You can do it. I'm doing it. I'm proving that it's doable at my age. But there's some criteria. You've got to be coachable, okay? Meaning you've got to listen to the experts through this training and other people that are doing the training and are successful. You got to listen to them and implement. So you got to be coachable. You have to be willing to learn new skills that you probably haven't thought of out there. And that's like me making YouTube videos. It's called making content. So you're going to have to make content. But you might be thinking, well, Jenifer, I don't like to show my face. I don't want to be all out. That's okay. You don't have to do YouTube. You can do faceless. And if you've been out there and you're a social media person and you've been out there on Instagram or TikTok or something, and you see these reels where you just don't even see their face, well, you don't have to show your face. But I figured, hey, I'm going to show my face. I'm going to be myself. If I'm going to open up to you and I want you to trust me, that I'm not going to lead you in the wrong direction. I'm with him and we're going to lead you in the right direction. Then I want you to see my face. So, I mean, and I used to not even want my picture taken or anything because I don't have the most confidence in my in my physique. I'm not the stick model out there, but I am confident in my abilities and I'm confident in my knowledge. I am confident in Jesus and the word of Christ. And I am confident in HR and everything. And I've never been one of those and I can learn anything. And now I'm very confident that I can teach you digital marketing. All you have to do is just take action. And then you have to implement what you learn. And I will be here to help you. Okay, so you got to implement what you learn. And that's like what I'm doing by making this video and doing a live stream right now as I'm out here trying to talk to people. And I'm hoping that if you're viewing this right now and you want to chat, ask me a question. I'm here for you. And I thank you for watching me. And if you can't watch all of it, it'll be out there for replay. But I thank you for being here this evening and listening. And if you want to know more about what I'm doing to make my second income online, all you have to do is reach out to me. Okay, I'm here for you. All you have to do is reach out and say yes in the comments. And I'm going to get you a free spiritual guide. So you don't even have to worry about anything about a business yet. You don't have to worry about that right now. I want you to get this free spiritual guide that the Lord inspired me to put together for you. It's totally free. It's about 8 or 9 pages. I can't remember, 8 or 9 pages. And I'm going to give you through him some scripture and some thought-provoking questions that you can ask yourself to help you discern what it is he wants you to do. And I know that he will help you discern. And you will get clarity on what you've been searching for. I know what the answer is. Okay? Because you found this video. And nothing the Lord does when I create content and everything in his name, nobody that finds this video are finding this video by accident. So I know that your answer is digital marketing. And I can show you and we can delve into it because you can use your passion to make that extra income, but you've got to learn how to put it out there. And that is what you're going to learn through the training that you invest in. So if you're ready or not, you can at least get the free spiritual guide. And you can read through it, you can journal, you can spend several days going through it and really thinking about what it is that he is calling you to do. And I know that he is going to reveal to you what you need to do. And I will be here. I'm Jennifer, and I will be here for you. And if you determine that digital marketing is the right space for you, there's also a link in my when you get that free guide and everything, you'll get an email. And there's a link in that email that can take you to the next steps. But for now, get the free spiritual guide. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You decide not to do anything. You know, you can unsubscribe. I mean, it's a click of a button. But if you give me your email and you get this free guide, I promise you I'm not going to inundate you with stuff that's not true and real. But if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. I mean, there's no harm in trying. I promise you, there's no harm in trying. And he's going to open the door for you. But you've got to push through. You have to push through. All right? It's your time. The time is now. Don't let it pass you by. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great, blessed evening.